Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is DeeDee. I've lost a total of 90 pounds following keto, low carb, and now the carnivore diet. And in today's video, I'm sharing with you what I eat in a day on the carnivore diet to maintain that weight loss. I hope you enjoy today's 2 meals and drop in the comments below which one you'd be willing to give a try. All right, enough chit chat. Let's jump right into the meals. So for meal number 1, we're starting off with some ground beef, about a pound, and we're using 80-20 today. What I did was separated it into 2 portions, and I'm making 2 nicely sized beef patties. I don't like them to be super thick, so what I do is I try to flatten them out with the palm of my hand. I've seen some people do this with a plate, so maybe I should try that, but those are my beef patties. We're gonna move over to the stove. I have the burner on medium heat and I place those patties in there, and now it's time to season. I'm using the Redmond's seasoned salt. I know I shared that in a video previously. Really like this seasoning. I also have the onion and garlic salt that I haven't tried yet, so I look forward to trying those as well. We're gonna allow them to cook on this side for about 6 minutes, and then we want to flip them. Look at that. They're starting to look good already. I know they're smelling good. So I'm just gonna go ahead and flip the patties. I'm pushing it down with that spatula. Not sure why I do that, but we're gonna allow this side to cook for about 6 minutes as well. I think I do that just to get the juices flowing. I don't know. But we're gonna go ahead and season this side of the patty as well with the same Redmond's seasoned salt and allow it to cook for the 6 minutes. And then after that, your beef patty is pretty much done. I usually flip it one more time before I take it off of the burner because I know that the bottom of that pan is still hot, but we're good to go after about 12 minutes. Now it's time to start our second part of this meal. I'm cracking open 2 eggs, and then I'm gonna go ahead and put some Redmond salt and also a little bit of black pepper. You want to give it a good stir, and then we're going to add 1 full cup of mozzarella cheese. Yep, I know I usually use cheddar cheese, but today we are trying something different. So we're going to go ahead and stir that up really good, mix that egg with that mozzarella cheese, and then put about 2.5 forkfuls right there in the middle of that waffle maker. You want to put it in the middle because you don't want it to spill over as it's cooking. I really like this waffle maker, and I think I've shared that before. The light will come on when it's nice and it's hot and it's ready to go. And then once your chaffle is complete, then the light will turn off. And you just follow the same process all over again. And I also noticed this time, I kind of noticed last time too, I'm starting to become a pro. I guess I'm an OG at making chaffles. But if you're not worried about the light, just set your timer to about 3 to 4 minutes. That's how long it takes to make these chaffles. We're gonna go ahead and add our ground beef patty onto these chaffles. And then we're also gonna add a slice of cheese. I love that. Let that cheese melt and sizzle on that hot piece of ground beef. And this is what it looks like once you are complete with making the meal. The cheese is just a melting. The burger is just a juicy. Okay, so I had to come back really quick before we move on to the next meal because this is bussin'. That's why. I took a bite, minding my own business. I was scrolling on my phone. And I was like, what the? Girl. Okay. The burger is juicy, scrumptious, fully cooked, delicious. The cheese melted on the, and I forgot who told me to try mozzarella cheese because it tastes just like bread. If I can find it, I'm gonna put it up here. But she was right. This is so good. Okay. Now I'm gonna share with you meal number 2. So for meal two, we're starting off with a big pot of water. I've already added total seasoning, garlic powder, and adobe seasoning when I thought the camera was rolling. Okay. I added some red mint salt, and now my husband is actually helping me with these blue crabs. Yes, we are making a blue crab broil. Those crabs did not want to get out the bag, so he decided to try to dump them in there. They were just acting like crabs, I guess. So that's me just checking to make sure that they are deep in that water. And now I'm taking them out because they do not take long to cook at all. So these crabs took about 8 minutes to cook in that boiling hot water, and there they go. So now all I'm doing is just going ahead and placing the amount that I know I will eat. Whenever I make big crab broils, my whole family eats. So I'm just gonna go ahead and grab 4 because I know I'm adding much more to my plate. So here you'll see I'm boiling some eggs. I'm putting a little bit of salt in the eggs, but I'm also adding some seasoning to this pot of water. And the reason is because I'm gonna be adding some other items, right? So we're adding some raw shrimp to this pot as well. And now I'm just gonna show you quickly the process of the shrimps just boiling and cooking. They take no time at all. Shrimp for me on medium heat, medium high heat takes about 8 minutes, and you'll see them pop up to the top. And once they pop to that top and they give you that nice reddish color, you know that's them screaming, "Take me out. I am cooked and I'm ready for you to eat me." Okay? So that's what I'm doing here. I'm taking out all of the shrimp. I'm checking to make sure there's none under there. There's the shrimp. We're gonna go ahead and put it to the side, and we're gonna add our Garcia sausage to that pot of water. I placed 4 links, and these sausages are already cooked. So all I'm doing is really heating them up a little bit when I place them in the water for a couple of minutes. Now I'm gonna show you my process of prepping my blue crabs before I eat them. You definitely do not have to do this, but what I do is I actually take the shell off. You can use your nail, you can use a knife, and then I pour that water, that juice that's actually inside of the shell into that pan as well, because later on, when that juice mixes with that butter, it's gonna be delicious. And then what I do is I just break the body of the crab in half. If it's a female blue crab, then I take out the egg, and then I also clean it and take out those feathery things. I don't know what this is called. If you know, please drop it in the comments below. But whatever that feathery things are, those feathery things, I always take them off because I don't want them in the way when I'm trying to bust down my blue crabs. But like I said before, you definitely don't have to do it like this. I've gone to some crab broils, and what they served was the full shell on blue crab. And then I just went ahead and I cleaned it myself. So definitely just something that's optional, something that I was taught doing as I was growing up, and just wanted to share that with you. So this is my pan. I got the cleaned up blue crabs on the side. I added the shrimp right there as well. And now I am adding our Garcia sausage. I'm taking the eggs out. They were boiling for about 10 minutes. I went ahead and peeled them off camera because we're not doing that in this video, okay? And then now I am just slicing them in half, and I am placing them into the pan. But you know we are not done yet. I am placing some butter on top of all of this goodness, and I'm also seasoning it because at the end, the butter is gonna sink to the bottom, and all of that flavor is gonna be a part of that butter sauce. You're gonna put that into the oven, 275 degrees, just for 15 minutes. And then when you take it out, you'll see that that butter has melted, everything is good to go, and that's what it looks like. So here, I'm just plating the amount of food that I know that I will be eating right now. Whenever I make crab broils, the whole family busts them down. There was another pot on the stove that actually had some potatoes and sweet corn in it for them. But that's my plate right there. I added everything that was inside of that pan. I wasn't gonna leave anything at all, and then I'll come back for seconds later. you know that I was not going to forget that nice, juicy, buttery sauce. I gotta put it all over every item that is on that plate. That's a close-up of my blue crab broil. Shrimp, eggs, sausage, and blue crab. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye.